So, hi, today I'm going to discuss the next question in the Leetcode Top Interview 150 study plan, that is Roman to integer. So, just like the question's name, the question requirement is self-explanatory. So, what this question requires us is we will be given input in form of a string in form of Roman integers, and we have to convert it into actual integer output. For example, 111 in Roman is denoted for 3. For LVVIII, 58 is the integer answer. We are also given the symbol and their values for reference if we don't know Roman to int. So the basic and the most optimal solution to do this, and the only solution maybe, is like go over the string one by one and calculate the value, input the value, take the value from here, and then plus it to the answer to have a final answer. So what we can do is basically start with let's say unordered map, so that we actually know what value we have to add in the answer. So unordered map is takes input in the format of char and int. Let's name it mp for map, and the values we have currently are mp, we have I comma 1, we have v for 5, we have x in inverted commas for 10, we have um, L for 50, we have C as century, that is 100, we have D as 500. Sorry, I forgot to include the curly brackets here there. So 500, and we have M for 1000. Hmm, 1000. So now that we have defined all the uh, values that we could have possibly have in the Roman integer in form of a string, we could start iterating the string and adding its value. So I am naming it answer, for which I will be returning our final answer. Then I will be iterating over the strings. To iterate that, I'll define an integer I less than s dot size I plus plus. So here two possible cases exist. One is simply we have a simple III or 5, like in which higher order symbol exists first and then lower order symbols exist next. That is, M is always ahead of these symbols. D is always written before these symbols to like have a good notation. But sometimes in Roman integer we also tend to write ix, I5. So why do we write it like that? Basically, for numbers, some certain numbers we tend to write in the format of uh, 5. For example, 5 is v is 5. For we use IV, that is 5 minus 1. So how 5 minus 1? Because v is denoting 5, and through I we denote 1. So if we are writing a smaller Roman integer first, that is I, before a higher one, we want to like subtract the sum from it and not actually write that denotion. So So like we have two possible cases. Key if the order is correct, that is higher always exists before the lower, then we could simply add the result. If not, we have to like subtract it from the result. So if I plus one is lesser than s dot size, that is we will be checking for the next integer also. We could do wait. So I plus one is lesser than the s dot size. We can check and um, s dot I is s dot I inside MP. Its value is lesser than s dot I plus 1, that is the next integer in the sequence. We know key there's a certain sequence like IV, IX, or for higher Roman integers sorry, DM or something like LM. So we know we have to subtract that. So we will be doing that. So answer plus equals to MP dot S dot I plus 1 with the minus of MP dot S dot I. And once we have added it to the answer, we should also iterate index further to like we so that we have included the next integer also, and we don't need to compute again for that. Else, if the above is not the case, we could simply add mp dot s dot I to our answer, the correct answer. Then we could finally return the answer, and this should work fine. So that is working fine for the preliminary cases. Let's check for all the test cases. So yeah, it is working for all the test cases. So the time complexity basically of the solution is we are iterating over the array only once. We are accessing elements from the ordered map with the complexity of log n approximately. So it will be a solution of O of n, because we will be checking all the elements in the string at least once, and we will be adding them to the answer in O of one time. Next, as for the space complexity, we are using approximately constant space, because we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 fixed Roman integer we will be using in this question. So we have a constant space for that also. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.